Shalom, friends. Hope all is well. I'm continuing with the summary chapter of Chovat HaTalmidim. I'm on page Kuf Mem Vav 146, in the paragraph in the middle of the page, which kind of closes this section here that we've been doing for the last week or two about dealing with the Yetzer Hara, with bad inclinations and that sort of stuff. And then he's going to shift to a different topic about loving your fellow students, which is very beautiful. But we need to finish this section first. So he says, Im tshuka lasod eze devar achzar otcha. A desire to do something has grabbed you. Hen lo devar asur hu, aval kevan shel ben Torah chet v'nevela. V'nevala hi sheyeh masur biyad tshukatav hanimuchot ubiyad ta'avot yitzro l'chein rotzeh ata litapek mimena v'kashe lecha. He says, you want to do something, you have a strong desire to do something. It's not asur, it's not a prohibition. So you might say, all right, so it's fine. Why not? He says, however, you're a ben Torah. You're a young budding Torah scholar. You're a person whose main thought in life is how to serve Hashem, and therefore you have higher standards for yourself. And he says, and therefore you know that it's totally improper to be ruled over by your desires, even if they are not technically prohibited. Also, I think it's an idea, we have this idea from the Ramban, Kadesh Atzmacha B'mutar Lecha, even within the realm of the permissible. That doesn't mean you should do everything. And if you do everything that's permissible, it can lead you to do things which are either wrong, or you could become, as the Ramban says, a Naval B'Shuta Torah, a person who's technically okay, but not nice at all. So therefore you don't want to do this, but it's hard for you. So he says, you tried various techniques and it's not helping. So he's going to give us a new technique, which is called in Hebrew, he doesn't call it, but we call it today, dichui lidchot sipukim, or deferred gratifications, to put off what it is that you want to do, and that'll help you get out of it altogether. So he says, asez zod, if I do this, chashov. Think the following way. I will do it, but not right now, just in another hour or two. And then he says, Am I so lowly that I can't put off fulfilling my desires for an hour or so? No, of course I can wait an hour or so. No problem. So for sure, if you do this, you'll be able to put off doing whatever it is that you want to do that you know is not so nice for a couple of hours. The first time or so that you try this method of deferring gratifications, you probably will do it after an hour or so. One of two will happen. It could be that you'll already, simply by deferring the gratification, come to feel that this matter that you want to do is so improper that even on the first or second try of this technique, you'll decide not to do it at all. You'll lose your desire for it. But certainly, for sure, by the third time that you use this technique, you'll for sure come to have self-control. You'll no longer need to use this technique of deferring gratifications for this kind of situation, but you'll automatically be able to break the desire for it simply by the awareness that it's something which is improper, and that even though you have a desire for it, but you know that you shouldn't do it. Okay, so this is a technique of deferred gratifications in order to avoid doing something that the Rebbe says is not something prohibited. If it's prohibited, then his assumption is you'll just, hang in there and not do it. But something that's borderline. It's not so nice, but it's not prohibited. So therefore, in these cases, in a way, there's also a strong desire, because you can always say to yourself, well, it's not really a sur, it's not really prohibited, but yet there are things we know that we as trying to be spiritual people should not do. Okay, so that's closes, I think, these last few sections, which were kind of about dealing with the Yetzer Hara topics. evil inclinations, so to speak. And then in the next shiur, we'll move on to things of a more positive nature about how to relate to your fellow students, which is, in a sense, getting into the idea of chabura, of community, of fraternity, which is very important and central to the Rebbe's teachings. So that's all for now. Shabbat Shalom. Everyone should be well. We should have good tidings for Am Yisrael. Kol Tuv.